Hey everybody, it's your old pal John. I hope you're all doing well. It is Humor in History, and we're looking at 10 things you should never do in the UK. I had to go like a minute into this before she started actually saying that there was a list. So let's get into this.
Put a list of 10 major things you should never do in the UK. I'm
All right.
absolutely confident.
Will you
that
agree
this
or
list
will
will
you
help
disagree?
a lot to avoid those mistakes lots of people tend to make when they just arrive to the UK. First, you should never call the United Kingdom England.
Bingo.
It's very important to know that the official name of the UK is the United Kingdom of Great
Britain and Northern Ireland.
It is
Yep.
made up of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales.
Learned that on like video 3 or 4 from the comments.
Each country has its own distinctive culture, national identity, and the government. Nothing can be more excruciating for your ears than hearing someone saying something like, "England is so beautiful."
You mean someone like an American?
When they're standing next to Loch Ness in Scotland. Remember, many people from Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales find it offensive when you call them English. So you better don't do it. If you have any doubts, you better stick with calling them British.
Unless you want to throw down and have a fight, which, let's be honest, occasionally we all feel like just having a good fight.
Second, small talk. To be
Oh,
honest,
okay.
when somebody is asking you, "How are you?" it's not a cue for you to tell them everything about your medical history and how your left nostril is a little bit sore today. Let me put it this way. British people don't care much how you really are. When asking somebody, "How are you?" it's a part of civilities or small talk in the UK. The correct answer to this question would be,
Fine.
"I'm fine, thank you so much. How are you?" Afterwards, the British person will guide the conversation into a different subject, like the weather. Also, when someone asks, "How are you?" never reply negatively. Just tell them you're fine and everything is going well. In this country, you will have to do this.
Hey, you have to do it in the US too. I mean, unless you're a good friend and your friends are like, "Hey, how you doing?" That kind of thing, and you're close with them, then you really do give the response. But if someone walks up and goes, "Oh, hi, how are you? I have a question." It's just right in there. Why I made that sound.
People here don't like discussing negative things, and also British people will not know how to handle bad news.
Really? You don't discuss negative? Okay.
Are you enjoying this video so far?
And I don't know if I am or not. We'll see.
Don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for
And-
more information
yeah.
about travel and living in different countries. Number 3, never block the escalators in the UK. Never take the whole space on the escalator. Stand on your right and let people pass by on the left side. If you take the whole space, and you will not allow other people to.
Holy shit. I never thought about that. Don't do it in the US either, even though there are really no more escalators in the United States. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. I remember being a kid and holding onto both sides. Boy, that's really space taking of me and rude. Okay, fair enough.
Pass you.
I didn't know that was a big deal.
You will hear the locals commenting on you. It's an unspoken rule of British society that the left side of any escalator is reserved for those people who are in a hurry. If you
Yeah,
want to stand
in the
still,
US too.
you should always do it on the right hand side. Number 4, ignoring the queuing system.
I've heard this in many videos.
Another
I might get killed if I do it.
British society is the art of queuing. You should stay in line.
The art of queuing sounds like being able to fart in a very high class way. The art of queuing. That's something else. But I know what you mean.
Directly behind the person in front of you and wait your turn. Remember, this is vital. If everyone obeys the law of queuing, no one gets angry and no one gets hurt. The English love queuing. They're also calling it a queue instead of a line. In America, people stay in a line. Here, the queue. You go down to the tube, subway in England, and you will see lots of people standing in a queue waiting for the train to arrive. If you try to cut the queue, like I used to do when I just arrived to the country, they will make very ugly comments, and they will also think that you're just a rude foreigner who does not respect local customs. The queue jumpers will never be treated kindly here. Oh yeah, let's talk about my gear. Actually, it's my third vlog. I'm filming from my professional vlogging camera, Sony. If you want to know the details,
I don't want to know the
click
details.
links and my vlog, you'll
Come on.
find all information you might need.
Okay,
To
it's all about you
purchase my
there.
usual
Let's move this forward a little bit.
camera, Sony DV.
Oh my gosh.
Don't forget your manners. British
Yes.
people taught from a very young age to mind their P's and Q's. It means to remember to say please and thank you pretty much all the time.
Okay.
Forgetting to say those little words will make a huge difference of how British people will react on you. Quick
We should be doing this too in the US also. We did this for a long period of time until, I don't know, more recently now people just, it's not as much of a thing.
advice for you here. Just finish every second sentence of yours with please, and also at the end of every single conversation, say thank you.
Thank you, Miranda, Bridget.
Thank you.
What a cool location I found. Yay. I feel like a tourist after 10 years of living in London. Number 6. Greetings. British people usually distant from meeting strangers. I have to tell you right away that any physical contact is usually reserved for those ones British people feel really comfortable with. Therefore, when you're meeting somebody in the UK for the first time, just limit it by shaking their hand. Do not, under any condition, give them a hug or especially kisses in the cheeks. Only
That's interesting because when I was in, I mean, I know there's this whole Great Britain, Europe, thing, separation, but not. But when I was in Spain, it was, you did the kiss that on both cheeks, and that was just me meeting a whole bunch of, I guess, people the first time. But I understand about the hugging though. Some people are not huggers, and yeah, you shake hands too.
if they ask you to do this. Or they were the first to come closer to you and do the same. If you don't mind, okay, give them a hug.
Let me give you a hug.
Number 7. Don't ask them if they know the Queen
Oh.
in person. There are almost
That just seems so obvious.
million people in the UK, and not all of them know the Queen. Well, if you're this curious and you are in London, you might ask people if they have seen the Queen in real life. They might even dignify this question with a positive answer. And if they do, I bet you will hear an extraordinary story describing in all detail how it actually happened. Number 8.
I believe that.
Never refuse a cup of tea. Offering someone a cup of tea when they're coming to visit your house is a welcoming gesture.
Yeah.
To refuse that cup of tea will show your host that you don't feel welcome in their house, and it will be considered rather rude.
Right.
I don't drink tea.
So every time you've been asked to share that lovely cup of tea, just say yes and enjoy one of the oldest traditions of this wonderful country.
Why would you not do that? I mean, if somebody offered you something like that in their home, it just seems like, first of all, inexperience, and of course, obviously, that would be rude. It just seems rude.
I promise you, you will never be disappointed.
Yeah.
If you want to go deeper, do as the locals do and ask a dash of milk in a cup with your tea. After 10 years of living in the UK, I cannot imagine my tea without milk anymore. Number 9. When you're in the UK, do not discuss politics or religion with someone you don't know. These topics
yeah.
are not usually discussed openly in public in the UK. British people do not feel comfortable to discuss those subjects with people they don't know really well. They just don't want to offend the person they don't know quite well yet. But
That's interesting because in the U.S., if you start discussing religion or politics, by the way, these are things that at the workplace you're not allowed to do, and it's in every handbook or policy at a workplace. They say do not discuss politics or religion. They're like that's taboo. But in the U.S. though, you find, especially in the last like 5 to 10 years, with a lot of turmoil that's going on, people are willing to do it. But if you are not on their side of their views, or with them, or aligned with their views, it's like people are really willing to get angry very, very quick. So, good example there.
After you build some relationships with the locals, rest assured, you can discuss any subject or topic you feel like discussing. Number 10. In London, try not to do too much eye contact. Londoners are not big fans of a long, like staring type of eye contact, especially on a busy public transport, on the train. They will try their best to avoid your staring long eye contact at any cost.
Yeah, okay, so we do that here in the U.S. too. We generally don't do that if you're on the subway or something like that. However, if you are walking down the street, you'll find that if it's not like a busy New York City street, that if you walk past somebody and there aren't like a whole lot of people out, you walk by and you go, hey. You just nod your head and say hi. It's just a thing. I don't know why. Americans, believe it or not, in general, are very friendly people on the surface. All right, everybody, have a great one, and let me know what you think down below, if she's right, if she's wrong, if you have other things to add. I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care, everyone.